life lit, man. Can you leave your friends for the weekend?
Folks, good morning. I'm here to confirm the identity of our shooter in this murder-suicide that happened several hours ago as former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax. Former Lieutenant Governor Justin Fairfax shot and killed his wife inside of their home and then shot and killed himself. I think you have the rest of the details that Captain Cosgriff gave earlier this morning, so I'm just going to pause right here and answer any of your questions to the best of my ability right now. I can just tell you, and then I'll go to Drew first, that this has been an ongoing domestic dispute surrounding what seems to be a complicated or messy divorce. So, Drew.
And Chief, that was going to be my question. Can you elaborate on what the investigation has revealed about the status of their marriage? Of course, the kids are what everybody's thinking about, I think, too, in this as well.
So far, what we know is probably what you all know, and I don't think it's a secret that there's been divorce proceedings that have been ongoing. From what I understand in this early stage, former Lieutenant Governor Fairfax was recently served some paperwork associated with an upcoming court proceeding that apparently led to this incident last night. Both of their children, teenagers, the boys older than the girl, were in the house when it happened. So that's horrible news for the family. Certainly a traumatic event for those children to live through. But we know that it all kind of culminated last night when Justin Fairfax shot several times, and killed his wife, ran to a different part of the home, and then killed himself with the same firearm.
I know you just got on scene, but from your briefing, what do you know about the scene inside? What is...
So it seems like, and I know I'm competing with some school buses here. It seems like the murder took place in the basement. It's described to me as a unfinished basement in the home. At some point after Justin shot and killed his wife, he runs upstairs in the home and into the primary bedroom, apparently, and shoots and kills himself.
Have you had any previous domestic calls to this location?
So we checked on that. The question is, have we had any previous domestic or calls for service to this location? In January of this year, Mr. Fairfax calls the police and alleges that his wife assaulted him. We responded to that scene. There are several cameras set up inside the house. Apparently, Mrs. Fairfax, at some point during these divorce proceedings, set up a lot of cameras inside the home. We reviewed those cameras, and we corroborated that the alleged assault never occurred. So there was no arrest made. There was a report written, but the allegation that Mr. Fairfax made in January that Mrs. Fairfax assaulted him was proven to be untrue.
Does the nature of who's involved here, like how does that play into it?
Well, certainly this is a high-profile family. At one point in time, I think it's fair to say that Justin Fairfax, before he was lieutenant governor, while he served as lieutenant governor, and even afterwards, was a rising star politically, not just in Northern Virginia, but in Virginia. So it's high profile in nature. It's tragic in nature. Certainly a fall from grace for a relatively high profile family that seemingly had a lot of things going in their favor. So tragic for the children to lose both parents. Extra tragic for them to actually be in the home when it occurred. So, yeah, there's a lot going on, and our Victim Services Division, like they always do, is leaning into the family, the surviving relatives, the children in particular, and we'll do everything we can for them. Then I'll get. So our detectives have gathered that. Certainly, there's enough cameras inside the home that we're able to corroborate some of that. But one of the children was the 911 caller just after midnight. So he described some things to us as well that we've since corroborated. And I think I heard one question about what do we know about the gun. I don't know anything about the gun yet. The same gun that Mr. Fairfax used to kill his wife seems to be the same gun that he used to kill himself. I don't know. Well, we're going to be here for a while. Obviously, we have a search warrant we need to execute to recover evidence, and certainly included in that evidence is the primary firearm that was used and any other firearms. I don't know that they do or don't exist.
I think piggybacking off that question, the cameras were still
No, go ahead.
the cameras were still there and rolling and operational, and that's
I believe they were. I believe they were.
Okay, so he had set up the cameras, and well, we don't know who set up the cameras.
She.
She set up the cameras in the house.
Yes.
Just to clarify, but he alleged that she assaulted him.
So what we know, I'm going back to January now. What we know is that Mrs. Fairfax, at some point in time, they lived together while they were separated in separate bedrooms. At some point in time, we know Mrs. Fairfax installed several cameras inside the home. And we know that because when Mr. Fairfax called us to their home back in January and alleged that his wife assaulted him in the home, we were able to go to those cameras and determine that never occurred. So that's the only time that the Fairfax County Police Department has ever been at the Fairfax home.
Are family members now with the children?
Yes, so there's grandparents involved, other family members involved, our victim services division is involved, but
Alright, so first of all, what's going on, y'all? I appreciate y'all for tapping in and watching the video. I hope you stayed until for the whole thing, and like, subscribe, all that stuff there. But yeah, so we got a lieutenant governor that unalived his wife and himself while his kids were in the house. Now they're saying that him and his wife were divorced, and they were soon to be having to move out the house or something like that. Just when I hear about politicians, council members, you know what I'm saying, stuff like that, just being unalived, I always get suspicious because, you know, like these people, you got security, you know, you have security that are, I believe, that are stationed to, you know, watch you and stuff like that, secure you, but I don't know the ins and out of that. Like maybe he wasn't active anymore, so maybe they no longer, you know, secure you when you're not active. I don't know, but anyway, so as you heard, the officer said that they received calls about, you know, altercations, like fighting and stuff like that, between he and his wife, but they corroborated that there was no assault. So maybe there was an assault, but they just decided to, you know what, all right, we got a little bit out of hand, you know what I'm saying, let's just, because it's not good for us, like it's not a good look, this is gonna come out like I'm a high profile, you know, I'm a lieutenant governor, so it's not good, it's not a good look. You're a dentist, you know, and it's not a good look for you as well, you know, and it's I don't know, it's like, man, it's crazy how people, you would think people that, because I'm pretty sure he gets paid, you know, well or whatever, but you would think people that have that are financially, you know, situated or good, so to speak, allegedly, like why would they just get involved in these type of ordeals? You know, why would they get involved in these type of things? Like it's crazy, but you never know. He could have been an abusive person behind closed doors. We never know. But back to me, like I really think that it's something else going on. I think that they're hiding something. You know what I'm saying? And just by it being a suicide, that's just, you can't. There's no killer. Like there's nobody to look for. It's a suicide. He did it to himself. But we don't know. We weren't there. We just going off of what they tell us. You know how you know how they tell lies visually. You know what I'm saying? I'm just gonna say it plain and simple. And you always got to keep one eye open out here, man. You know, it's sad that the kids were there to experience it. You know, I think he said the son was the one who made the 911 call. And yeah, it's sad, you know. Again, and they're probably not even going to. Well, I mean, what is it? What is there to look into? I mean, once it's considered a suicide or whatever, you know, you can't. Again, like, who do you look for? You know, but you never know. Like, he could have been doing something, seen something, heard something, you know, that maybe he wasn't supposed to see, doing something he wasn't supposed to do. Maybe he was trying to make some changes, you know, that could have interrupted somebody else's situation that is more, you know, is above him, so to speak. I don't know, man. It's just weird, man. It's weird. And not only that, you got like the girl Ashley, the streamer or whatever, and you know she gets found unalive, going out of town with her husband. But that's like, that case is kind of fishy too, because it's like they say these things and they show less. They don't give enough information for me to like just go along with what they're telling us. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know, but yeah, man, it's sad. You know, my condolences go out to the kids of the lieutenant governor and his wife. You know, that was unalive. It's just like, why, man? Like, you did that because y'all were getting divorced? Like, was it because you were leaving? I mean, you guys were getting kicked out the house, or not kicked out the house, but like, I guess by them being divorced, you know, they decided to go their separate ways. So I don't know, something about, you know, he was going before the judge, and who knows what was going to happen there, if that's even true. But I don't know, man. It's just something I'll definitely keep my eyes open, and in case I hear anything, you know, about, you know, maybe like what was the lieutenant like doing? Like, was he like, again, like, was he changing some things around? You know, because they don't really like it when you do that, especially if you're black, you know. But yeah, you know, it's not too much really else to say about this one right here. It's just sad. You guys can look it up if you want, and you know, do your own due diligence and research, and just read about it, and just tell me what you think in the comments. All right. But again, man, appreciate y'all for tapping in, man. You know, like, subscribe. Let me know if you like the video. If you dislike the video, you know, I don't care. You know, I accept what is it? Collective criticism. You know, I don't have a problem with that. So say what you want, man. It's all love. All right, I'll see you guys on the next one. Be out of here.